Let me disappear myself.
Okay,
You're all set.
okay. Thank you, Don. Good afternoon. Welcome to Board of Assessors meeting, January 20th, 2021. We are joined here by Director Diane Bishop, members Bill Johnson, Merrill Gadini, and Martin Grudgeon. Pursuant to Governor Baker's 2012-2020 order suspending certain provisions of open meeting law, GL 30A and 19, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on number of people that may gather in one place. The meeting will be conducted via participation to the greatest, via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. It took away some wordage, but we are available on LCAT on YouTube. We'll start off a review of the minutes from Bill Johnson from December 16th.
Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed the open session and executive session minutes from the meeting of December 16th, 2020. I find them to be in order, and I move that they be accepted.
I believe no comments. Do we get a second on second? Marilyn, any second?
I'll second. Thank you, Marty.
Okay. All those in favor accept the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
We start off with a couple of warrants. 1991 motor vehicle excise recommitment of $20. 1992 motor vehicle excise recommitment of $37.50. 1993 motor vehicle excise recommitment of $22.50. And a 2021 motor vehicle excise commitment of $1,809,357.71. And a 2020 motor vehicle excise commitment number 7 for $12,741.40. Do make a motion to accept those, Diane? Or-
Yes, and then a roll call vote to follow.
So moved.
Okay, make a motion to accept the 5 recommitments as before mentioned. Second on that,
I'll second.
take a roll call vote to accept the 3 recommitments and 2 commitments. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. We have a fiscal 21 omitted property warrant, $1,787.99. I did not print that out, so I'm not sure what that is from Diane.
That is a company that has personal property here in East Long Meadow, was looking for their tax bill, said that they
Yeah.
sent in a personal property form of list, which we didn't receive. They forwarded it on, and we're sending them out an omitted assessment because they want to pay us.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? That's good.
Yeah.
We need to vote on that warrant.
Yes, you should, and do a roll call. Anything that we're signing as
We
a,
just got,
I think Marty just froze.
okay, take a roll. Diane froze on my end.
You're freezing on our.
Marilyn froze and Bill froze. Oh, boy.
I'm not frozen.
Me.
I think it's you, Marty. Marty's been having a little internet connection issue. Hopefully you're back, Marty.
He's probably rebooting.
Just prior to you coming on, Marilyn, he was having issues and he went in and out a couple of times.
Gotcha.
Welcome.
Welcome, Marty.
Am I back on?
You're still
Yes.
frozen.
We're on the, what? Am I there or no?
You're there.
Take a roll call vote on the omitted property warrant. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. We have some reports. Motor vehicle excise abatement report from December 2018 to 2020, $1,453.34. These reports are individualized, so make a motion to accept the report.
I'll second.
Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. Fiscal 21 exemption report for December includes WSAP for $120,969.44. What is the WSAP, Diane?
That is the senior work-off abatement program.
Swap program.
Right.
Okay,
We had very limited
Uh,
hours this year due to the
Mm.
pandemic that closed it down back in March. But the people who did work between January and March, their abatements are part of this $129,000.
okay. Make a motion to accept the exemption report for the swap program.
I'll
No
second.
discussion. Okay, take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes.
And just for clarification, that was mostly all for veteran, blind, and senior exemptions. The small portion of the SWAP program is inclusive in that dollar amount.
Thank you.
Yep.
We have a fiscal 21 second exemption report for the month of December. $257.59. No problem with that.
And
Make a mo-
I was going to
pardon me?
say, make a roll call vote, please.
Yes, I was
Okay.
going to make a no discussion, motion to accept.
Okay.
Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnston,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. And the accounting notice, which I do not have, is the totals of those three items.
Well, it's the total of all of the warrants that you signed in the month of December, which
Okay.
was inclusive of our big real estate actual warrant. So the total amount was $45,181,832.61.
Okay. We don't need a motion on that, do we?
You should, because the board is signing and you're all remote right now.
Okay. So make a motion to accept the accounting notice. No discussion, any seconds?
I'll second.
Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. We have LA3 sales report for the month of December.
So I was just going to comment that we do have, we get regular information from Banker and Tradesman or the Waring Group, and they just had an article that just came out that Massachusetts broke the 2019 home sales in both price records and amount of sales that have taken place. And I think the town of East Long Meadow has seen those same records that were being broken with the high volume of sales and the high volume of the high prices that people were selling their homes for.
Yes, I read the Mass report that the average was 10% for single-family homes for value increase and 9.5 for condominiums.
Yeah.
But the amount of sales was just barely over 2019 because of the lack of inventory. But overall, it's 10%, but that was a state figure, which is a lot.
Yep.
And we're still going through that. And in LA3, there's actually a couple, 3 in a row there that are in the 70% range, which is very low.
So
We have 5 of those on the first page, and we've been talking about the 80% Now we have 5 in the 70s, which is amazing. ASR.
I did do a review of these sales, and when I went into multiple listings and was reviewing the information, many of these homes have major upgrades that we are not aware of.
Okay,
We are now, but we were
Yeah.
not aware of, and a lot of things did not have permits that we received, so we wouldn't have been aware of some of these, but we will be updating them. So maybe some of the ones in the 70s might get up to maybe in the 80s.
okay.
Okay,
And that'll be for the new year because this is for December.
correct. Does anyone have any questions on any of these or information that you think would need to know?
Well, I was happy to see there were 2 in a neighborhood that has crumbling foundation, so maybe they did not have crumbling foundation upon their transfer.
I saw those two.
So, and they're near each other, and they're actually
Yep.
they're near the other ones that had some crumbling foundation percentages.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they had a test and hopefully they're clean. But they're close to each other. Actually, there's 3 down the bottom. And actually the second one from the bottom, there was some concern about that. That's why it took that property a long time to sell.
Oh,
Because the second one from the bottom on the first page, from the exterior, looked like it had some issues, so hopefully it did not. And the last sale there, I don't know anything about that home. Hopefully Diane can go check it out.
last one on,
Page 1.
okay. Apparently we have 2 different pages because some of the ones that you've just stressed, oh yes, I now see I have 2 different reports, but I know which one you're talking about now.
Okay, great. Any questions on LA3 from Bill or Marilyn?
Nope.
Okay, we can move on from that. Hang on 1 minute. Building permit report.
So for the month of December, there were 2 new condos and a total of 32 new single-family homes or condos for calendar year 2020.
I was reading, how many, 32
32.
for single and condo?
Yep.
Wow. That's some good new growth money. That's good. Right. Any questions on building permits? I believe not, but you'll move on to the director's report.
Okay. So the FY21 tax bills were mailed on December 31st. If anyone has not received it by now, please reach out to the tax collector's office, but everyone should have received these at this point. I try to stress that this tax bill is an actual tax bill and it reflects the new fiscal 21 assessments that were approved in October and the new tax rate of $21.06, which was approved in December. On an average, all residential properties saw their values increase approximately 3%. The third quarter bill, I try to explain, is generally higher because the first 2 quarters are preliminary and it's just based on 1/2 of whatever was paid the prior year. And then once we have our values and our tax rate set, we have our new total taxes, and then we just subtract what the preliminary tax bill was and split that in 2. Many people make the mistake of multiplying their third quarter payment and then going, my taxes went up much higher than what they may have. I do have I call it a little cheat sheet. It is on the website that helps people understand how their taxes are calculated. And we have been working with taxpayers when they call our office. We actually walk them through, and sometimes if they request it, we can fill their information in and email it to them. I just try to make sure that people are aware preliminaries first 2 quarters and actuals are the last 2 quarters. Again, we do feel that we are doing our best to have fair and equitable assessments across the board, but if a taxpayer feels that they are being unfairly assessed or have if we had wrong information, they do have the right to appeal their value, and they must do it no later than February 1st by 4 o'clock. And that's the same day that the tax bills are due, so that's a good way to correlate it together.
I had a little left the meeting there for a second. I get calls on the tax bills all the time. I get a different tax bill, and people call me and say, my taxes went up X amount, and I tell them to multiply that number by 2, not 4.
Correct.
And I don't know if you mentioned that when I zoomed out, but multiply that number by 2, please, not 4. That is your tax increase.
So, correct. And I did explain about the cheat sheet that we have on our website and how myself and the staff will walk taxpayers through it, and we'll even fill it out so they have a good understanding, because sometimes they hear us speak, they hear numbers, but when you have a visual in your hand, it's much more helpful. So, and we're more than happy to do that, to either mail it, email it, or we can fill it out and they can meet us in the parking lot, where we're trying our best to help educate all of our taxpayers to have a better understanding of how it works. So our fiscal 22 form of list and 3 ABCs, we have sent out bright orange postcards to all business owners that are currently on file with the assessor's office, letting them know of their responsibilities and the filing deadline to fill out their annual form of list filing. The deadline is March 1st. And I did post the notice at the post office, along with the postcards being that notification. And we have information on our town website, and I did also forward it to the reminder. Form of list, the 3 ABC is strictly for tax exempt entities who qualify to be tax exempt. They must provide us all of their documentation, application, tax form 990, and their public charities form. So anyone who needs a form, they can certainly request it through the office. We can do it by mail, email, or walk it out. And all of these forms are on our website. And speaking of our website, I have been trying to add and update information regularly, and I do encourage people to, check the website. If they have a question, they might end up finding the answer before they even have to place a call out to us. The calendar year 2021 motor vehicle excise bills, we received the file from the registry, and the file contains approximately 16,000 excise bills. They are anticipated to go out on February 2nd, and they'll be due back to the town by March 4th. Many times people will call us and say, I do not have the car anymore, I shouldn't have to pay for it. And we try to encourage people to turn their bill over. There's an abatement application right on the back side, and it does have information. So if you no longer own the vehicle and you receive the bill, you may qualify for an abatement. So there's some documentation needed. If you're unsure, give our office a call and we can make sure that you have all of the detail so we can process an abatement for you very quickly. Excise is prorated by the month, not the day. So if you buy a vehicle on the last day of the month, according to the registry's file, you are taxed for the whole month. If you get rid of a car in the middle of the month, you're taxed for the whole month. So please keep that in mind, that it is a monthly prorated and not per diem. And office coverage, as of January 4th, the beginning of the new calendar year, Jennifer Kerr, who works in the town manager's office, has decided to join the assessing staff. And at the present time, Jen's working between both offices. She's covering part-time there and part-time in our office until they hire someone for full-time in the town manager's office. So we have the eventual goal of having a full transition, and when you stop in, please welcome Jen. That's it.
Thank you.
And Marty's frozen with a smile. So I don't know if Marty's going to come back to us. He's trying. You back, Marty? It's the problem when we are doing remote. Technical difficulties do happen. Hi.
Hello again. Lord, huh? So we all done with the director's report?
Yes, we are.
All right. Sorry, I missed part of it.
Well, everything
I'll watch it again on LCAT when 12 o'clock tonight.
Okay. I was going to say everything that I said, I had on my report in writing, so
Great. No swears?
no swears.
All right, great. Move on to a betterment payoff in advance.
So we're going to have two betterment payoffs that we're going to be asking the board to approve via roll call. And we have one that we are rescinding. We have one person who it's taking longer for them to, whatever they're trying to do, refinance or what have you, it just keeps getting prolonged. So that's why we have to keep doing a new betterment payoff and rescinding the old one.
So we rescinded the same one, then reapproved it, and we approved the another one. So we have two.
So we need to rescind the betterment payoff that we approved on December 16th. And
an amount of $2,955.44.
correct.
For the same property, we are going to approve the betterment payoff dated January 20, 2021 for 2,000.
He's gone again.
Boy, am I?
No, I hear you.
How about now?
I hear you.
I hear you.
All right, so we're approving the betterment payoff 2021, $2,959.43. Make a motion to accept and approve the rescind and the approval. Any seconds on that?
Second.
Okay, I lost Marilyn. I will take.
I'm here. I lost you.
All right, roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. We have another betterment payoff dated January 20, 2021, amount of $1,052.68. I believe no discussion. Do we have a second on approving that?
Second.
Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes. We have motor vehicle excise and boat abatement authorization.
So each year, or anytime that we have a new employee, the board has authorized the staff, when we have very cut and dry motor vehicle or boat abatements, to be able to process them to expedite until our next meeting. And now that we have Jennifer Kerr joining our team, we would like to have a new authorization so any one of the staff can be able to assist the taxpayer in processing their abatements.
Okay.
And that would require a signature. So if the board is inclined to give us the authorization, you would vote to approve and take a roll call vote. And Marty may be gone.
Okay, I went in and out. I will try. Bill Johnson, roll call
Yes.
vote. Bill
Yes.
Bueller,
We hear you.
I'm here. I'll say yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Marty, you have
take
your
a roll call vote on the authorization. I know.
We did.
Uh-oh. Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes.
So Marty, can you
Last item,
Marty, can
What?
you see your clone is sitting next to you, or is it only me?
I can't see, I only see one thing.
Oh, now it's just Marty, just one of you.
All right.
Go
You don't want to clone me, that's for sure. All right, we have the annual town report submission for the Board of Assessors for review.
So as I sent it out earlier, all of the standard reports is what is required for us. And the only thing that I put together was the narrative. And I was hoping that the Board of Assessors had an opportunity to review it prior to the meeting to make sure that what I included was fit with what their thought process was.
Yeah, it was great.
I liked it.
I have no problem with it.
Then if that's the case, I will get it submitted on to the town manager's office to have our inclusion into the town report.
All right. Anything to add, open session?
So would the board like to maybe discuss when their next meeting's going to be before we jump into executive session?
And what will that be, to start abatement process, maybe?
That would be to start abatement process or have our regular meetings. So I know that the board has been trying to meet like once a month, and we have been switching to Wednesdays since Tuesdays have been extremely busy with Zoom meetings. So I didn't know if the board wanted to entertain a meeting again on February 17th, which is a Wednesday at 4:30.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
No problem.
Okay,
We will-
February 17th.
Already on the calendar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Diane, are we going to have to come in and sign all of these?
Yes, unfortunately, we will have to do that, and you can call us and see when you want to come in, and we'll let you in and you can sign. You do not have to sign it as a group, but
Yep.
you do have to have signatures on it. And they will all be on the back table that say with little stickies, sign here.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe that's it. I'll make a motion to go into executive session to discuss motor vehicle excise abatements and exemptions, 2021 exemption applications, 2021 abatement applications, 2019, 2020 ATV updates, and we will only return to open session and record votes. Yes, well,
I'll second.
okay, thank you for that. Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
looks frozen to me. Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
oh boy. Martin Grudgeon, yes.
Good, we did it.
I'll see you soon. All right, thank you. Board of Assessors is back in open session to record some votes and some prior votes. And Diane will start off with the first list.
Okay, so the following is a list of the votes of the Board of Assessors on all motor vehicle abatement and exemption applications put before them this evening. We have a 2020 motor vehicle excise bill number 17491 and this was denied. We have calendar year 2020, bill number 4655, and that was deemed denied. We have calendar year 2020, bill number 492, and that was denied. We have the following 2021 calendar year excise, and this is, one is a farm plate, last name Bilton, and it has been granted. 2021 farm plate, last name Burney, it has been granted. 2021 farm plate, Graziano, and it has been granted. 2021 farm plate, Redstone Farms, it has been granted. 2021 Turnberg farm plate, it has been granted. And 2021 temporary housing, the OCN plate, and it has been granted. The board then went into,
Marilyn, we are on open session, just to let you know.
so we're going to do a roll call vote.
To make a roll call of all the votes we made in executive session to accept these items. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes.
So I don't know if I was wrong in going through all of them. Should I be going through each individual one? Or now for my real estate exemptions?
No, because that's a separate category. Just read off the exemption applications and then we'll do a roll call vote for the whole bundle.
Okay. So the following is the vote of the Board of Assessors for all the following FY21 exemption applications put before them. And it would be parcel 85-22-43, 17 Holland Drive for an exemption, and it was granted. Parcel 28-54-20 for 9 Crescent Hill, it was an exemption, and it was granted. 46-6-13 for Teresa Street for an exemption, and it was granted. 24-133-39, 16 Helen Street, an exemption, and it was granted. 16-86-27, 85 Bain Street for an exemption, it was granted. 58-55-1, 799 Parker Street, an exemption, and it was granted. 86-15-6, 24 Hunting Lane was an exemption, and it was granted. 46-75-48 for 35 Pine Grove, an exemption, it was granted. Let me back up. 12A-49-24 for 33 LaSalle, an exemption, and it was granted. 40-15-2, 8 St. Joseph's Drive, an exemption, which was granted. 4A-26-236 for 100 Smith Avenue, an exemption, and it was granted. And 58-24-0 at 60 Allen Street for an exemption, and it was granted. Could I have a roll call vote?
Make a roll call vote to accept the 2021 exemption applications. As aforementioned, Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes.
And the following is a list of votes of the Board of Assessors for all FY21 abatement applications put before them. These would be abatements, and it is parcel 30-33-3, 28 Abbey Lane, an abatement which was granted. 14A-93-370 for 25 Bartlett Ave for an abatement, it was granted. 25-180-17 for 20 Leicester, that abatement was denied. And 86-15-6 for 24 Hunting, it was an abatement, and it was granted. And that concludes the votes that the board took in open session.
take a roll call vote on the abatement applications. 3 granted, 1 denied. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Martin Grudgeon, yes.
And as we discussed, our next meeting will be February 17th at 4:30 in the afternoon on Zoom.
On Zoom. Make a motion to adjourn from this meeting. Will I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we take a roll call, not a roll call vote. Make all those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Thank you.